Homegrown Music is a production of the North Carolina Channel. Major funding is provided by Duke Energy.
I know what I want from my energy company. I want to know that my power is always on and that my energy is cleaner, safer, and affordable. That's why, as a Duke Energy lineman, I'm working hard to make that possible. I feel honored to serve our community. It's a good feeling knowing that I'm helping to build a smarter, reliable energy future for all of us, for my family and for yours.
General was like my big brother. Danny was too. But General and I spent a lot of time together. A lot of time. If we were not on the road, we were here in this studio, Studio East. General was you would think he would have been a perfectionist, but he wasn't. His thing was give the people what they want, not what you want. Give the people what you want. And if General liked you, he was with you to the end. We had just finished an album here, and we had made plans for a new show and this and that. But he never made it. But one of the last things he told me was, Ken, I want you to go out, give the people a good show, and continue our legacy. I'm still not thinking until I got the news from his family saying, you need to come down here now. But it's like he passed the baton to me, and that's when I recruited Thomas Hunter and Brandon Stevens, because one man can't do it alone.
Thomas Hunter, Florida. Oh, I've been into music. Well, I liked music for a very long time, ever since I was a small boy. It was just something, I had people in my family who were singers. And it was just something about music when I would hear it made me want to do it.
My name is Brandon Stevens, and I'm from Lexington, South Carolina. And I sing lead with the executives, and I also sing with Chairman of the Board. Music actually did not become a really strong passion of mine until I got into college. I used to play piano and sing around the house. Music was always a part of the house. My parents, they both played records all day. My mother played a lot of gospel, and my dad, he played R&B, Ohio Players, Luther Vandross, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye.
Growing up in Detroit, the sounds of Motown, I mean, it was, you go down the street, you hear the Temptations come out of one house. You go up the street, you'll hear Junior Walker. The good thing about Detroit, you would even hear Bob Seger, you would hear Mitch Ryder. So that was Music City, as far as I'm concerned. And so I was influenced by those sounds.
So I started working with piano. And as I grew and continued to study, I started studying music and learning as much as I could about it so that I could do what it is that I love.
Once I got to college, you know, pretty much the cliche story. I started singing at talent shows and things like that, and then I saw that the girls loved it, so that's all it took. Once the girls start paying attention to you, it's kind of hard to turn back from that. So that's kind of where I got started in terms of taking performance seriously and actually having some aspirations to pursue music as a profession.
I had a brother who was a saxophonist. And you always want to follow what your big brother did. And so he saw the love that I had for music. So he bought me my first saxophone.
I always heard of the Chairman of the Board. As a matter of fact, I knew a lot of the songs that the Chairman of the Board did. And I knew of Ken Knox before I ever met him. And I knew of Danny Woods, but I hadn't had the pleasure of meeting the General. I knew all of the music, and I thought it was great. I was honored when I got the opportunity to be a part of this great legacy.
You know, and to be honest, I really didn't know a whole lot about Chairman of the Board before I joined the band. I had heard the name, I was familiar with Carolina Girls and Give Me Just a Little More Time, but I wasn't, you know, aware in depth of the group's history. But being a part of it is really special.